Patrick Mahomes aside, he's going to do what he does best. Which Kansas City Chief needs to go above and beyond and deliver their own magical performance in Super Bowl 57?
Yeah, I'm gonna zag a little bit. I'm not gonna go with an offensive guy or somebody receiver or somebody everybody wants to talk about. I'm going with Peter Schrager's breakout player of the year, number 2 that was on that list, Nick Bolton, the captain on the defense for the Chiefs, the middle linebacker. He's calling the defense for them on that side of the ball. This guy had a crazy season, including the playoffs, 194 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 sacks. And you look at the playoffs so far, they played the Jacksonville Jaguars first. Trevor Lawrence throws the ball 39 times. And they played the Cincinnati Bengals. Burrow throws the ball 41 times. Nick Bolton has been dropping in coverage a ton in these first 2 games, and he did a really good job against the Bengals. He only had a few tackles in that game, but when you go back and watch it, taking away the middle of the field from Joe Burrow, forcing him to get sacked a few times, he was all over the field. And this one against the Eagles, they're a team that wants to run downhill. They have the zone reads, and they have 3 really good running backs. Nick Bolton is going to have to come up huge for this Kansas City defense when it comes to reading whether Jalen Hurts is keeping the ball or whether he's handing it off to Miles Sanders. He will be tasked with tackling these running backs, going sideline to sideline. Nick Bolton's going to have a magical game this Sunday for the Kansas City Chiefs to come out on top.
Yeah, Nick Bolton's he's going to be an integral part of that, no doubt about it. I think the last time we saw Mahomes in a Super Bowl, he was running for his life, right? Peter Schrager actually just mentioned the fact that the offensive line was in shambles, and that's what they had to fix. We got to find a way to fix this offensive line. We can't let them be a liability, so they went out and drafted Creed Humphreys and signed Orlando Brown, Joe Tooney. I think it's the right tackle, Andrew Wiley, who's going to have to be special. And I think we've talked so much about this pass rush from the Eagles, Hassan Reddick. Andrew Wiley, this is not his first Super Bowl. Look, he was the right tackle the last time they lost the Super Bowl, and he couldn't block Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett was running around him left and right. He really struggled with the speed rush, and ironically, that's what Hassan Reddick does really well. So every good magician has great sleight of hand, right? That's what he's going to have. Andrew Wiley, it's all about the hands. Max Crosby took him to task this year, and I think if you're the Eagles right now, you're looking at all this film and you're saying, this is the guy that we're going to try to attack. I think for Andrew Wiley, you know, he's a proud guy. He's worked really hard. This is a big moment for him to kind of step up and show that he belongs and show that he can shut down some of the best pass rushers in the league.
If you go to a magic show, you ever been to a magic show?
No, I haven't.
And they're amazing. If you
break it down.
Yes.
Go to the buffet in Vegas, then you go to the magic show. That's my Las Vegas experience.
It wasn't Magic Mike,
Stay
right?
too long if you're doing those things.
No, it was not, Sean. So if you go, there's a guy who's like dressed in all black, who's like behind the curtain. He's the support. He's like got to move the box once the body gets cut in half, or you got to like put the bunny up through the table just in case.
Can't have a show without him.
Can't have a show without him. Chad Henne has to be on point in a game like this because I'm sorry. Big Red just told us this week that ankle is not 100%. Even if there is a flicker of an issue and you are without Patrick Mahomes for an entire series, Henne's got to do what Henne has to do. Anything is possible when Chad Henne comes on the field against the Jaguars' 98-yard drive. That's number 4 with his heels on the end zone. Drives the team all the way down the field, maintains a lead, extends a lead in the AFC divisional game to beat the Jaguars at home. Listen, Mahomes was able to come back in the game, but if that quarterback doesn't do what he has to do all season long to be ready in that moment, support Mahomes in a way that gets him to his best game day in and day out, and then does his own job coming out on the field. Some people may argue that the backup quarterback is the easiest job to have.
Best position in the NFL.
Best position in the NFL.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. It has to be Chad Henne, just in case. And if he's not needed at all, then have a hell of a practice week and make your money, man, and get another Super Bowl ring. It's fantastic. Peter, I know you believe in anything is possible. Big Chad Henne guy.
I love Chad Henne. Love Chad Henne. He came in clutch in both divisional round playoff wins on the game against Cleveland a few years ago, and then, of course, in Jacksonville. But, Jamie, if the Chiefs fans are looking for a magical Super Bowl, they do not want to see Chad Henne on the field. Come on. Don't even put that out there. Don't even put that juju, and I don't mean Juju Smith-Schuster. Don't even put that out there on Super Bowl week. Let's just hope Chad Henne has a clipboard and all is good with Mahomes. You know, we talk a lot about Pop Pacheco on this show, and what a great rookie story he's been as a 7th-round pick who leads a team in rushing. I want to highlight a player we talked about about yesterday quite a bit, Jerick McKinnon. I think pound for pound, Jerick McKinnon has emerged as the best blocking running back in all of football. And I'm talking pass blocking. He's also one of the best receiving running backs in all of football. If Pacheco is that hammer in the run game, McKinnon is that little outlet. As you see right here, he's always the one catching 9 touchdown passes in the regular season from the running back spot, led all running backs in football. And then when he needs to have the big pass blitz pick up and be the guy to block, he's always there on the spot. I love Jerick McKinnon's story. 9 years in the league. When he was playing in Minnesota, he finally hit free agency and got a major deal by the San Francisco 49ers. On the last day of training camp of his first season with the Niners, he tore his knee up. He fought all the way to get back. What happens? Tears his knee up again. Now, in year number 9, he is playing in a Super Bowl, first time in his career, and he's completely healthy. I wouldn't be shocked if Jerick McKinnon plays a huge role Sunday. And Jamie, hopefully, it's not with Chad Henne throwing him the rock. We got to see Mahomes on Sunday.
Yeah, I hear you, but the wizard can't do his wizardry things without his backup, without his support system. That's all I'm saying. I'm not wishing to see Chad Henne. I just think he's got to be magical too, just in his very own special way.